Hey up everybody, my name's Joshua Morrison, director of Johnny Moz's Lessons in Confidence, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about consistency, both within your worldview, your ideas, and your overall general self and your work ethic and all that kind of stuff. So if you're starting off in life, let's just say you're at square one, okay? And you need to get a job, you need to get a car, you need to get your life in order, all of these various things. And you need to develop some kind of overall philosophy for how you see the world, because everyone, even if you're not actively thinking of that consciously, everyone does have their own worldview, and everyone's is a little bit different from one another when it comes to little specifics, or maybe it's like quite large overarching changes in a political ideology or something like that. Well, the point is, we're all a little bit different. We all have different quirks, we all have different flaws, we all have different positive and negative traits. And not one of us is perfect, and not one of us is this, top tier specimen with no flaws to them. So in terms of consistency, we all fall off. In terms of consistency, we aren't all 100% brain activated at all times of the day. Obviously we need to sleep, but I mean just in, from day to day. Some days, even your biggest, who's the biggest guy who does self-improvement or is like, oh, look at how great he is. They have days where they just want to sit around on their ass all day and just watch Netflix and drink tea or whatever it is they want to do, right? Well, they all have lazy days. Everyone's got a lazy day. And you need those little lazy days to actually make sure that you are able to get back on top, because you need to recharge, because you're not just a robot that can just, work 24 hours a day and you can just, work while you're being charged. You need to sleep, you need to rest, you need to socialize, you need to have fun experiences in life, you need to live in the world, and I mean proper live, not just exist. And you need to get all of these things out there so that you can develop yourself holistically as an individual, because if you don't do that, then your own worldview will suffer as a result from lack of experience, from lack of knowledge, first-hand knowledge about, the way that the world works. If you've never, say spoken to your local councillor, how can you for certain talk about what local councillors are like without having that experience? Obviously it's a sample size, it's a small sample size, not that you have full authority on all local councils across the entire hemisphere, but you have this experience that you can use. It's something that you can pull up if someone asks you about it and go, yeah. Or, in terms of maybe having a job. Have you ever worked in something where you got to do 80-hour weeks? I've done something where I had to work 80-hour weeks, and it was absolutely, I hated it. It was 7 a.m. It was meant to be 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and that was 72 hours a week. But the thing is that they would make us stay longer if all the work wasn't done that day, which was every day. And I could not stand it. I had zero time to be myself or anything like that, and I don't really see how anyone can actually realistically work that hard. So yeah, you got those kind of things that help build you up. You need negative experiences to help build you as a person. You also need positive experiences to help build you as a person. You need both. You can't choose and pick and choose one or the other, okay? Because all you can do is try and get yourself out into a space where you can get positive experiences, because negative shit is going to happen to you no matter what. You don't really want you don't want to go out and make sure negative stuff happens to you, because that's life will take care of that for you. Don't worry about that. Focus on the positive stuff down this path. Do you want to walk down the path, right? Or do you want to walk, imagine it was uncut grass and it was kind of hard to sort of wade through it, yeah? So you kind of have that sort of thing. I'm just going to check that I'm actually recording, because yeah, I am. Sorry I had to do that. I don't like doing that, but it started playing up with me lately. It gave me a little recording pause last time. I recorded a 20-minute video of this and I was like, oh, that's a negative experience though. Sometimes these things happen, and I'll tell you what, it's helped me to develop the point that I'm making, because in terms of consistency, you need to keep putting stuff out there. I don't know why I did that voice, but you need to keep putting stuff out there. You need to keep trying things, and you need to keep, living new experiences which will help grow you as a person. You'll find out what you like, what you don't like, what you're ambivalent on, which maybe you thought you would really like, and then you go do the thing. Maybe you've been talking about how you'd love to go scuba diving, and then you finally go scuba diving. Yeah, it was all right, but I don't really want to do it again. I feel like I only really enjoyed it because I was hyping it up in my head. You kind of got that sort of stuff. And then in terms of consistency with message, which is another point that I wanted to make with this video. These videos that I've been doing, I've been trying to preach sort of positivity and trying to sort of preach this idea that everyone's a bit more powerful than they think they are, and that you can do things beyond your wildest dreams and just like go with the flow, see what happens, and just have fun with it, really. That's the sort of message that I've been preaching at the moment. But who's to say that that message won't change as time goes on and my own worldview changes? Because that's all these videos are. It's just a ramble of me giving my little worldview across. And I can't do that in any head other than my own. You know, I can't give someone else's ideology across. I can try and sum up maybe their belief structure or something like that, you know, but I couldn't actually say what they think, because that's their job. And my thoughts will change over time. So say in a year from now, doing these videos, right, I won't be able to be given the same message because I'll be a different person. I mean, every 10 years, your atoms change completely within your body. So the me that existed 10 years ago is fundamentally a different person in every capacity, because every single atom that made that person is different from the atoms that make me. Obviously, there was a crossover point, as we probably had half and half atoms about 5 years ago, but that's a different person. And 10 years, it'll be a different person again. And 10 years from then, and so on and so on and so forth, right? And so the message will change over time. But I think the discrepancy between various videos and between various worldviews is where the truth actually lies. It lies between everything that you sort of see. And it's up to you to sort of make the connections and see what works for you, because certain things might work for me that don't work for you, certain things might work for you that don't work for me, certain things might work for John Bill Job over there, but they might not work for either of us, but you know, he does them, so, you know. So you kind of got this ever developing, ever evolving message within your own head and your own way of seeing the world that's going to continue to develop and grow, as it should, because that shows that you are a well-rounded person that can take new ideas on board. It shows you're not stubborn. It shows that you're, you know, willing to listen to outside points of view and take them on board, all that kind of stuff. And it's important at the end of the day to take on everyone's worldview. You know, sometimes you discard them because they're shit, but sometimes they're really useful, and sometimes they can be quite good. And, you know, I feel like in terms of the consistency of life, as long as you keep trying stuff, once you're in a groove and you keep dancing, you can dance to that groove for a long time, as long as you keep dancing. And some days will be easier to dance than others. But if you stop dancing, it becomes very difficult to begin dancing again. And it's not that you can't ever dance again, it's not that you won't, but once you've fallen off that horse, it's hard to get back on it. But you know, you might get to some points on the horse where you're like, fucking hell, you know, this horse is about to kick me off. You know, maybe the horse starts doing like, all that sort of stuff. You know, and maybe it starts galloping at certain points. I'm not sure what that is in the metaphor. It's probably like doing a lot in a small space of time, like having a really productive sort of time. So yeah, as long as you kind of keep your groove up, keep trying things, and you know, don't lock yourself into a singular personality. Always be sort of growing and stuff. Then you'll be doing all right at the end of the day. So yeah, I don't really have much else to add other than that. This is meant to be just a video about consistency in general and how it's important in the sense of, you know, action, but not necessarily in ideas. Aww. I'm gonna move over here so you can see them. All right, that's gonna be the end of the video. There's people coming, so thank you very much. Have a great rest of the day. Take care. Bye-bye.